Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel, and welcome to 5 stars for 5 tropes, the fantasy edition. This is an idea that came to me as I was trying to go through, specifically with romance, but it applies to fantasy too. All of my favorite tropes that I love to read, and obviously this is not going to cover all of them. 5 tropes does not encompass the entirety of the fantasy tropes that exist out there. There's so many that you can talk about, right? But I did pick 5 of my favorite fantasy reads that were 5 stars for me that I feel like fit a lot of tropes that other people out there enjoy reading. Let's jump into trope number 1, the chosen one. The chosen one trope kind of felt like it got a little bit too overdone. It was a really big trope in 90s and 2000s fantasy, right? You've got the Wheel of Time, you've got Aragon, you've got Harry Potter, you've got all of these really big series that focused on one person that is prophesied to if you can hear click-clacking, it's Loki in the background. One person that is prophesied to save the world from the big bad evil. Now, it kind of fell by the wayside, I feel like, in the 2000s because people were tired of it, right? But I feel like John Gwynne in the Faithful and the Fallen series knocked it out of the park. I read Malice at a time when everybody was highly recommending the series, so this was probably 2020, 2021 in that time. I loved it. I tabbed the shit out of it. I adored this book, and it is the definition of the chosen one, but with a twist, because technically, via the prophecy, the chosen one looks like it's going to be a specific person, but the idea there is a little bit subverted, and that person could also be the big bad evil, right? So in this book, Corbin wants nothing more than to be a warrior under King Brennan's rule, to protect and serve, but that day will come all too soon, and the price he pays will be in blood. Evnus is sacrificed, too much it seems, but what he wants, the power to rule, will soon be in his grasp, and nothing will stop him once he has started on this path. Veridus is the newest member of the warband for the High Prince Nether. He is one of the most skilled swordsmen to come out of his homeland, yet he is always under the shadow of his older brother. Nether has ideas, and a lot of plans. Many of them don't involve his father, the High King Aquilus, nor does he agree with his father's idea to summon his fellow kings to council. The Banished Lands has a violent past where armies of men and giants clashed in battle, but now giants stir anew, stones weep blood, and there are sightings of giant worms. Those who can still read the signs see a threat far greater than the ancient wars, for if the Black Sun gains ascendancy, mankind's hopes and dreams will fall to dust, and it can never be made whole again. John Gwynne is a master storyteller, right? His Faithful and the Fallen series, everybody absolutely adored. I don't remember the name of the series that takes place after this. Everybody adored. I personally fell in love with and read the Shadow of the Gods series, Bloodsworn. The Bloodsworn saga, loved it. I love his characters so much. I love the worlds that he builds so much. His magic system, the lore, the mythology, everything is so interesting to read. He's about to come out with another book, which I'm very excited for. I believe it's slated for the end of this year, so keep your eye out for that. But if you are looking for what feels like back to the basics, tried and true fantasy series, the Faithful and the Fallen is for you. The chosen one trope is done in this, but it's done so well, and you have characters that you can't help but root for. You have characters that you hate. It's a very good series. Next, we're going to talk about maybe a lesser known, but when you hear it, I feel like it's a pretty obvious trope, is the Princess and the Pauper. And yeah, it does kind of feel like it would fall under a romantasy kind of vibe, but that is not all that this series is, in my opinion. This is the Seven Realms series by Cinda Williams Chima. It is technically under the age range of YA, but everything that happens in these books is so far above what I expect from books that fall under the YA range. It's so good. I read all of these books probably when I was in college and fell in love with them, and they are a continuous reread for me. The way that I fell in love with the characters, with the world, just everything, honestly, is so hard to describe, but what it comes down to is that there are 2 very main characters, the Princess Risa, and the Pauper, who is Han. Han was born very poor, and he makes his living as a thief. He runs a gang in the lower city, obviously, in this kind of fantasy. That is what the city is set up as. His best friend is a member of a native tribe that lives there, and the princess is actually also half. Her father is a member of the native tribe. So she's navigating a little bit of a complicated backstory because she has to deal with both of these sides of her identity. The natives, as is generally done, have been pushed out of where they are, and they've been subjugated, and they are forced into all of these rules for their community. And so there is a treaty between like the people of the city and the native tribe. And so it's all of that, right? But then there's also a magical academy, there's magical artifacts, they have to go to this magical academy in order to learn how to use it. There's bad guys, there's magic, there's romance, there's everything that you could possibly want in this story. The feelings within it are just so much bigger. The sacrifices that these people that are technically teenagers, but they don't feel like they're written that way, in a good way, not in a bad way, because it can go both ways, right? So this is a 4-book series. It technically has a 4-book like spin-off series that takes place after it that I cannot bring myself to read because of events that I will not talk about. I admire their existence, but don't need to hurt myself further. I like how this ended and I'm satisfied with it. But Cinda Williams Chima is an amazing author. I was fortunate enough to meet her in person, and she did sign everything for me that I had, and I love that. These are some of my favorite books in the entire world. If you are looking for a great fantasy with amazing world building and amazing characters and amazing relationships, this is it. The next trope we're going to talk about is the magical politics trope, where politics play such a huge part of the story that it is like easily just a trope in and of itself, right? And that is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. Now this falls under a couple of other tropes as well. We've got a con artist slash thief. There's a whole heist aspect to it. There's also a masked vigilante aspect to it. It can fall under all of these because it's that amazing. This is a 3-book series. It is complete. M.A. Carrick is a writing duo, and the authors involved are Marie Brennan and Alec Helms, and they have done something amazing with these stories. I adored them. So this is the Broken Binding Special Edition, which is absolutely stunning. We love to see it, right? So essentially what happens is Ren is pretending to be this long lost heir. So kind of a lost heir trope, but she's like not really the heir of this family who lost like a sister or something a long time ago because she like married outside of the country and lost contact, whatever. So she pretends to come back as like her daughter and just gets involved in the politics of this high-ranking house immediately. It's very merchant based, and therefore like each house is controlling a specific aspect of the functioning of the city. And because of that, everything is so politically intertwined that she can't help but get involved in all of the politics that happen while trying to maintain this facade of like having been raised in this high-ranking family from afar, right? And it is amazing. It is so good. I'm not even going to get into the masked vigilante stuff. If you're interested, it's in there. You follow several different characters throughout, but mostly you are from Ren's point of view, and the magic system in this is top tier. It's very tarot card based, but there's like a math diagramming aspect also of it. There's like two kinds of magic in this world, and it's so amazing. I love the series so much. Next trope we're going to talk about is the woman who pretends to be a man, very Mulan-like, and in a move that's probably not going to surprise very many people, we're going to talk about Tamara Pierce, because this is the definition of the woman who pretends to be a man, right? Alana the Lioness. This is about an 11-year-old girl. Alana the Lioness, right? This book follows Alana, an 11-year-old girl who does not want to be sent off to whatever religious institution they send ladies off to teach them how to be ladies. She wants to be a knight. So what she does is I think she blackmails her guard who's going with her. She gets her twin brother on board, right? And all he wants to do, he doesn't want to be a knight. He wants to go off to the religious institution to learn how to become a great mage. So she gets the guard on board, she gets the brother on board, and they don't necessarily switch places, but she does take his place in knight training as a page so that no red flags are raised with their father about why he never showed up for training. So she goes off to learn how to become a knight. Her brother Tom goes off to learn how to become a mage. And you follow her throughout the year of her like page year as she is, going through the education and whatever that she needs for this first year, learning how to be in the castle, navigating all of the relationships with the other pages, which do get complex at times. This is a 4-book series. It's the first 4 in Tamara Pierce's Tortall world, and Alana is such a pivotal character in all of the other series later on, obviously. So you follow her through her page years, her squire years, her first years as a knight, and then you follow her as she, saves the world because she's a badass, right? You can read this at any age, but it was amazing being able to read this growing up, and it was formative for me as a 7, 8, 9-year-old reading about this badass woman you don't see a lot of that in fantasy, and you definitely didn't see a lot of it in fantasy at the time of a woman being the main character and seeing the girls like growing up, learning how to navigate that experience as she's pretending to be a boy. This is the same for all of the Tortall series, right? Like you follow all of the female main characters as they are growing up and growing as people and just becoming these amazing women that are inspirational and pivotal characters in their communities. So Alana is obviously a big one because she does have to pretend to be a man, and that is this trope. But I am going to jump on my Tamara Pierce soapbox for a minute because the Immortal series follows Dane, who is incredible. Then you have the Protector of the Small series, which follows Kel, and Kel is the first woman to navigate going through like the school of becoming a knight after Alana, and she has to deal with the fallout of all of that because it's not generally accepted still, even after Alana has done it. Then you go back in time to Becca Cooper, who is a guard in the Provost Guard, which is like their policing force, and it's not really frowned upon for women to be a part of that, but she does have to face her own struggles. And I will say Becca Cooper, like all of those, like Mastiff Terrier, all of those books are probably my favorite Tortall books, but none of them are bad, right? Like these are all amazing, incredible stories about amazing, incredible women and the things that they do. I can't talk about Tamara Pierce enough. Last but not least, the trope we're going to talk about is portal fantasy. And I want to talk to you guys about The Otherwhere Post by Emily J. Taylor because I feel like this book did not get nearly enough hype, regardless of it being a Good Morning America book club book, right? Like, I got sent an arc of this last year. I fell in love and adored it. I was sent a finished copy of it then because my review literally raved about how much I loved this book. Let's talk synopsis first. 7 years ago, Maeve Abenthy lost everything. Her world, her father, even her name. Desperate to escape the stain of her father's crimes, she lives under a fake name, never staying in one place long enough to put down roots. Then she receives a mysterious letter with 4 impossible words. Your father was innocent. To uncover the truth, she poses as an apprentice for the Otherwhere Post, where she'll be trained in the art of scriptomancy, the dangerous magic that allows couriers to enchant letters and deliver them to other worlds. But looking into her father's past draws more attention than she'd planned. Her secretive, infuriatingly handsome mentor knows she's lying about her identity, and time is running out to convince him to trust her. Worse, she begins to receive threatening letters warning her to drop her investigation or else. For Maeve to unravel the mystery of what happened 7 years ago, she may have to forfeit her life. So this is a little bit romantasy and there is a relationship in there, but it does not necessarily focus too hard on the relationship between them because what they're focused on is Maeve trying to clear her father's name. That is what matters to her. The portal fantasy aspect comes in because it's very similar to A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab because there's like 3-ish, I think, worlds that are interconnected to each other. And when the thing that happened that her father was accused of occurred, the 3 worlds lost the ability to travel to each other. And I think one of those worlds was like lost entirely. So it's very important that she tries to clear her father's name and that they try to figure out what exactly might make them be able to kill the bad thing that is killing off the worlds. It's so good and it's a standalone and we don't really get enough of those in my opinion. I could have had a second one. I would be perfectly content if we got a second Otherwhere Post. I don't even know what it would be about because this wrapped up so well. I just want more in this world. The magic was so cool. The world, the way that they travel between worlds was so cool. I enjoyed the story so incredibly much. And it's such a good showing of what portal fantasy is and could be. And if you guys have not yet read this, definitely go check it out. So that is my first 5 stars for 5 tropes that I'm going to do. I would like to do one for sci-fi. I would like to do one for romance. Romance is going to take a minute because there's so many tropes to parse through. I'm going to have to pick my favorite ones. If this is a thing that people like, my 5-star reads for 5 tropes, then we'll keep doing them. We'll keep finding more like 5-star reads in each of the tropes instead of just having the one recommendation. But that's it for this one today, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. Down in the description box, you're going to see links to my Goodreads, my Instagram, my Storygraph, etc., etc. if you want to follow me on any of those. But I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.